Good evening. My name is Jack Harris and I'm presenting my ED 856 Mod 8 diagram of internal-external publics. By analyzing and synthesizing the Google slide presentation, the PR video, and the 5 articles, we are to design and defend an internal-external communication chart for Beloit Junior Senior High School. We should be able to connect all of the given information to understand how and why our different publics communicate the way they do. I found different diagrams online and through this determined the type of diagram I wanted to use. I changed a couple of times. I really couldn't find one at first that I thought I was going to like. I didn't know how easy it was going to be or how hard it was going to be. But finally did decide. I've never used any of the digital chart resources, so after evaluating 4 of the sources and playing with 2 of them, I decided to go with Lucidchart diagrams. At the beginning, I really thought this was going to be a very hard process, but after getting started, it really proved to be just fine and worked out okay. I would say, though, that it was a very time-consuming process to go through all this, learning that and then going through and just working with it took quite a bit of time. I started by using the provided tools and then started going to online sites to download images that connect and reflect on the different publics. This probably took the most time looking for the images. This is a program I feel I will use on a regular basis because of the simplicity after getting started. While formulating and evaluating my 2 publics, I decided my internal publics would be students, teachers, administration, the Board of Education, and our auxiliary staff. And my external publics are my parents, my community organizations, our city partnerships, and our diverse community constituencies. While analyzing my information, I can support the fact that the majority of the internal communication in our district is through digital communication, whether that be text, email, or Twitter. Sometimes you think this is used way too much. Personally, I like face-to-face much better, but today what we go through is a lot more of digital, and that's just our world today. I feel like. Other forms of internal communication used on a regular basis are face-to-face, which I feel is the most accurate and reliable form of communication. You might be able to read somebody's face. When they're doing it digitally, you really don't know what they're actually saying or how to take it sometimes. Also, we use our school website quite a bit. Our administration would also be using formal and informal documents and the community and school events to communicate. External communication is very important to our district. We must maintain a great relationship and exchange information with the outside public on a frequent basis. Again, as it was for the internal publics, or for the external, especially for the parents and community organizations, the digital communication is used a lot of the time. I mean, it, again, could be used a little bit too much. Face-to-face would certainly be better, but it is a good thing to do. Using this gives an opportunity to connect with the outside public quickly and frequently. District partnerships do receive information through digital media, but not near as much as the other ones would. There tend to be more formal and informal meetings here. I would propose that our community organizations, district partnerships, and the Board of Education rely more on oral communication than they do on any other form of communication. The diverse community may be the hardest for us to reach. They tend to not have any kids in the school, and many times do not have any of the school's digital programs or digital sites where they go and look at them. Many times they get their information from the city newspaper or one of our city radio stations. And we're fortunate enough to have 2 radio stations that cover USD 273 very well. Many of our much of our population also supports our school events, whether it be an athletic event, a band, a choir, an orchestra, whatever it might be. They support it very well, and they can receive information there through face-to-face contacts. And also another thing that we've started doing is we just developed, as I've said on another program, we developed a coffee shop, and we don't really have formal names, but they're kind of a coffee shop meetings where they bring in different facets of the community, and they'll just sit down and talk and visit. They may talk about the coffee shop. They may talk about what students really need to work on to go out into the job market, and that's another way that I feel we do a really good job of communicating with our public. I believe our administration does a very good job of communicating with all of the publics. We always have information in the paper, on the radio stations. We have an electronic marquee in front of the building that goes 24 hours a day, filled with upcoming school information. I'm sure there's a few teachers that would probably disagree with what I say here, but I would defend that the idea that our administration also does a very good job of communicating internally. Our principal, assistant principal, and our counselors are always in the hall or in the classrooms, open to all communication and providing information to teachers and students through face-to-face contact and setting up meetings. If a student wants to talk, they will set up that meeting, whether in the classroom or in the hallway, and they will talk to them at any time. I guess when I analyze my chart, I would say it could be a little busy with the images, but they also add to the presentation, I feel. I think the size of the font is fine and the spacing is okay. I wish I could have made the little ball up in the top right a little bigger, because I think it's a great message, and it just states, create a school you love. And I think you can do that or go a long ways on doing that through communication, whether it be communication internally with all the people that are involved in the school, or externally with all of our people that we communicate with on a regular basis that are outside of the school district. I felt that providing all of our ways of communication and realizing how we use them and then refining when we refine them, we'll do a much better service to our students. And I don't know what everybody else thinks, but my personal feeling is our students are our #1 public, and they're the ones that we really have to look out for all the time. Thank you for your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of your presentations.